an alligator. I'm a mama, papa coming for you. I'm a space invader. I'll be a rock and rollin' bitch for you. Keep your mouth
So a
shut.
day after David Dombrowski tests my patience by trading away Doug Fister, he does something I actually like. He goes out and today he signs Joe Nathan for 2 years, $20 million. Let me tell you something. I absolutely love this damn signing because the last couple of years, Tigers, man, well, over this last year, I should say, they were just doing nothing but putting a Band-Aid on this closer spot. 2011, Valverde has that outstanding year. I mean, he was 49 for 49, 51 for 51, including the playoffs. He finished top 5 in the Cy Young voting. I mean, those numbers were extremely hard to repeat. And in 2012, he wasn't bad in 2012. He had a really bad last month and a half of the season. He wasn't good in the playoffs. And then, they elect to let him go. And then, Bruce Rendon comes about, and he's touted as the next closer. Well, we all know what happened. They named him closer before, as soon as camp started, and he was letting base runners on at a very high clip. I think he was allowing like 3 base runners per every inning he pitched, which is not great. That's way too many. And then out of camp, they elected to not bring Rendon up. Did the closer by committee, where it was going to be Phil Koch and I think it was supposed to be Drew Smiley and Joaquin. No, not Drew Smiley, but Phil Koch and Benoit. They were going to play the matchups. And I remember the first game of the season, Phil Koch come out and he did a great job. I mean, the closer by committee worked like a dream. But then the second game of the year, they actually blew a save, and that's when they rushed into signing Valverde back. And I remember Valverde come back this year. And he wasn't bad his first couple times back. I remember he made his first appearance back with the Tigers at Comerica Park, and he got a standing ovation, all that stuff. And they didn't sign Valverde for much. I remember he had the opt-out clause after May 5th if he didn't make the club by then and whatnot. But he just completely started losing. His fastball command wasn't great. His split was gone. And, in 20 games, he had a 5.59 ERA. He blew 4 saves in 12 attempts. I mean, he wasn't great at all. I mean, he honestly, he sucked. But Benoit come in, step in, and he did a great job this year, for a guy when he was supposed to be the closer. Bruce Rendon ended up coming up this year, and I really like Bruce Rendon. I think he's the closer of the future. I mean, now that Rendon's got that slider, he's been throwing his off-speed stuff for strikes, because that was his biggest thing, allowing so many base runners. And he came up this year from the minors, after getting sent back down after coming up once. He was throwing that changeup and first pitches, throwing his slider for first pitches, for strikes, too. And it was really keeping guys sitting on that fastball. So I think he's the closer of the future. But besides the point, we don't have Joaquin Benoit anymore now that we know of, because we don't know what Dombrowski's going to do. Benoit's already made it clear that he would like to come back, but as the setup man, he prefers that role over closer. So now you got Dombrowski went fine. I'm going to fix this problem. We're a team that's in a win-now mode, even though you couldn't tell by some of the damn trades they've done over the last month. We're in a win-now mode, and the closer has been our biggest issue over the last two past off seasons, this one and last one. So what we're going to do, we're not going to put any Band-Aids on it. We're not going to say this guy, we're going to hope he's going to be closer out of spring training. We're going to go out and get the best damn guy on the market, Joe Nathan. I have watched Joe Nathan for almost 10 years. This guy has been an absolute stud. He has never blown a save against the Tigers, and I hated seeing him on Minnesota because that meant you lost the game. When you were playing the Twins, especially back in the Metrodome, and you saw Joe Nathan warming up with any kind of lead, you knew it was done. You were going to lose that game. Nathan has been one of the game's best closers since the mid-2000s. It's been harder to find a guy as good and as consistent as Nathan's been since about 2004 or 2003. I mean, he has been that good. I mean, especially the last 2 years. He had Tommy John surgery in 2010, and he missed all that year. He come back in 2011. He wasn't that good in 48 games, but he was coming back off of Tommy John surgery. He wasn't fully recovered. So the Rangers take a flyer on him, sign him for 2 years. And his 2 years, as a Ranger, he posted an ERA of 2.09. He saved 80 games. I mean, a 10.5 strikeout ratio, which is just as good as any time in his career. 4.31 walks to strikeout ratio. Whip well under 1. I mean, you are getting a guy that I don't care that his fastball velocity's taking a bit of a hit. You know, he's got a great splitter. He's got a good two-seam fastball, and he's got pretty damn good command. I mean, he doesn't walk that many hitters per 9 innings. I mean, he walks about two. His average with Texas was 2.4, so that's I think a league average or a bit better. So I mean, you're not getting a guy that walks many either. You're getting a guy that knows how to close out big ball games and knows how to get the job done. Now, don't get me wrong. People I think are going to overvalue this signing a little bit, but I think you're never going to see Joe Nathan on the rocks. You know that he's never going to come out and have a bad outing or blow a save. I think they're going to think he's going to be perfect. That's not going to happen. That's just implausible. But when you want to talk about finally getting that guy a hole, the stopper that you need to finally fix this damn problem for the next 2 years, Nathan is it. This was the absolute piece you needed to go forward. But the Tigers still need more bullpen arms. I'm sorry, what you look at now, the guaranteed arms is going to be Nathan, Albuquerque, Rendon, Phil Koch, and I imagine Kroll is going to be in there now because you don't have Drew Smiley in there anymore. You need another left-handed reliever. So imagine Kroll. So you only got 5 of the 7. You still need a setup man for sure. Now that Smiley's gone, you don't have Varys. So you got to go out maybe. Do they go out and get a Brian Wilson? I don't know. You know, I'd really like the Tigers to go out and get Jesse Crane. You know, I know he had an injury. He appeared in 34 games last year and he was hurt after that. But he had his 0.74 ERA. I mean, this guy is no slouch. Jesse Crane's been one of the better relievers over his career in baseball. You can get Jesse Crane for $3 million for 1 year. Hell, I'd do it. I'd give him $6 million for 2, just in case how good he pitches this year. You could have him for another cost-effective year for the second year. I mean, $3 million is chump change in baseball per AAV. Hell, dude, that's a great deal. And on top of Crane, is like I said, he'd be such a great pickup. You know, he could maybe be your reliever setup guy. I don't know if you'd want to put that much emphasis on using him in that kind of role in particular because he had a problem staying healthy last year, and you don't want your setup man going down, and then you're back in the same situation. But you want to talk about a guy that'd be perfect for a middle relief arm that could shut down some hitters. I mean, this is your dude right here. Jesse Crane is great. He'd be perfect. So would they maybe go out there and re-sign Benoit, bring him back, and slot him back in his 8th inning role, which he thrived in for so long as a Tiger? Do they go out and get Brian Wilson as your setup man? You know, maybe do they go hopefully get take a flyer on Jesse Crane? Does he come in? You know, another. So I think they definitely need another 2 bullpen arms for sure to really finally fix this damn bullpen issue once and for all. But the signing of Nathan is absolutely great because he's been outstanding. You know, I like looking at, someone made a good point about Mariano Rivera. You could take any one of Mariano Rivera's years after he turned 40, and you could slot it in literally any year of his career as a closer, and you couldn't tell the difference. That's how consistent he's been. You know, look at Nathan from now until 2004. You could slide these last 2 years in when he was 29 or 24 or 25, and the numbers still look the exact same, identical, you know, even at 39 years old. So, you know, like I said, the fastball velocity has taken a hit, but I think that with the stuff he possesses in his command and the way he knows how to pitch, it's not going to matter that much, even at age 39, because he's just a guy that's proven. He's got a good track record behind him, and you know, you got the best person out there you could possibly get for a closer. You know, with Wilson, you're taking a bit of a gamble. Is he going to stay healthy? You know, how's he going to be in a closer spot? Because the Dodgers didn't use him as a closer last year. You know, Balfour's still out there. Who knows how he would have been here? You know, with all that bad blood with Martinez. But who knows? All I know is that they got the guy. They got the stopgap guy. They got the dude they needed. They went out and they did screw around and they signed the best guy available on the market, and it's a great sign. I cannot wait to see Nathan closing ball games out in the 9th because he is an outstanding closer even at age 39. I honestly think he is one of those Mariano Rivera, Trevor Hoffman type guys. Even with age, he's still going to be effective. I think he is that good. I think that highly of him. Joe Nathan to the Tigers, outstanding sign. I love it, but I still hate the Doug Fister trade, Dombrowski. You're not going to convince me otherwise of that one. Have a good one, guys. Go Tigers.